you gotta go.
Oh my God. Ernest, I tell you. Listen to that.
Oh, it's cornering. There it is. The arrow vector. So Doc, this Purplemante is not your first Lamborghini, and it's probably not going to be your last. But tell us a little bit about your involvement with Lamborghini, the cars you've had, what attracted you to the brand. Tell us a little bit about that.
So, you know, Lamborghini for me has always been one of those aspirational things. When I was a kid, I had a Countach, I had the Diablo 6.0 VT on my wall, and that's where I wanted to be. You know, one of these days, someday, I'm going to own a Lamborghini. And that dream came true in 2009 when I had the opportunity to purchase my first Gallardo. It was a Superleggera, and that car was amazing. I actually cross-shopped it against the Scuderia. Lots of carbon fiber. I love carbon fiber, and that car for me was where it all began, physically owning one. And it's just been an incredibly ride since then, because I just love this brand, the cars, the performance, how it makes you feel, how it looks actually. I mean, any Lamborghini is just like, oh my God. So that's how it started for me. Since then, I've had, oh gee, this is my 7th or 8th Lamborghini.
Oh wow.
So I had one of the first Aventadors in the country. It was the second one to actually land in the United States.
Oh, wow.
And there's an interesting story behind that car too. I'd seen it at an unveiling in New York City on one of about 100 customers when the car was about 80 to 90% finished. They wanted feedback, and oh my God, I saw this in white, all the angles, the departure from the Murcielago, and I was like, wow, I love this car. And that's the first car I got was Giallo Orion.
Oh, wow.
Got a chance to go down to the factory, and I was really toying between white and yellow. And this is, again, tells me the passion that's Lamborghini, because I talked to the foreman saying, you know, I'm struggling here. I'm struggling. Should I go white or should I go yellow? And this factory foreman in his broken English said, you know, Bianco, it's good, no? It's good. You go out on the town with your lady, it's white, it's tuxedo, it's nice. But Giallo, star in the sky. And that sold me on my Giallo Orion Aventador. Each of these cars, they have their own personalities. They make you feel different. There are different applications. The Spider is different from the Coupe. The Purplemantes are just a whole different beast. And of course, the Anniversary Roadster, the Aventador, is just, to me, is the pinnacle. But this car, the performance on this car has been unbelievable. So that's my experience. That's been my background in Lamborghini. And I look forward to the next version, and the next version, and the next version. It's got my heart.
It definitely, if there's something about Lamborghini, it's passion, it's design, I mean the sound. I mean, these cars are really something special. I mean, I think if 9 out of 10 people had a poster of a Lamborghini at some point on their wall, or in their house, or had a friend who had a poster of a Lamborghini in their wall or a model car, because there's something special about these machines. You live in Pennsylvania.
Yes. That's right.
So how did you end up shopping with Lamborghini Broward?
So this is an interesting point. I mean, it's an interesting story. And again, it demonstrates the passion of the brand, the people. Because at the end of the day, I mean, I say this all the time. I run a YouTube channel. I say this all the time. It's the cars that bring us together, but at the end of the day, it's the people. It's the people in the community that matters. And I think the Lamborghini family is, no matter where you go in the world, is close-knit. We kind of know each other, and you've never met before, but you're a family. Yep. So how I got to Broward, I mean, I've gotten most of those cars at other dealerships, and there's something special about Lamborghini Broward. I see it in the passion, the responsiveness, just everything. This is my second car from you guys, and you're not next door. It's been absolutely seamless. It's flawless. It's just been a wonderful experience. And frankly, this is a model, in my view, of what dealerships, regardless of brand, should be like. It's about sharing the passion. It's about being responsive. It's, being there for the customers. And again, I'm fortunate. I'm very happy to travel all this way. In fact, I flew directly from Rome to Fort Lauderdale,
Oh, wow.
not back home, to pick up this very, very special car. And it's been an amazing experience.
Well, as you know, we appreciate you very much. Thank you. So I think people definitely want to hear about how you heard about the Purplemante, and then let's get into all the special touches and the inspiration behind the Purplemante.
Absolutely.
I mean, everybody wants to know the ad personam. Everybody wants to know why the purple, the viola, why all these things. So tell us a little bit about how you heard about the Purplemante, and then tell us about go right into explaining us the vision behind this masterpiece.
So, if you're a YouTuber or a car guy, you kind of know about, these little spy shots that have come up. And so we knew there was something coming very special from Lamborghini. And then we heard that there was this car that lapped the Nürburgring in 650.01, and we're just like, that's blazing fast. That's faster than the 918 Spider. And that's from a Lamborghini? Really? And you heard it was a V10 platform, and there's some, special things that happened on with this car. And I was in Dubai, so I got a chance to see the car up close and personal. And I was like, wow. And I knew then that, again, performance is important, but it's how it looks, it's how it makes you feel, it's curb appeal. And the car is just gorgeous. I had 2 other Huracans that I've kept. And I got a chance to go to Geneva and met with Vittorio, folks from the factory, and met with a number of other folks from
Vittorio, who heads up the ad personam.
Ad personam program,
which is a special program Lamborghini does, so you can design the car exactly how you want it.
Exactly the way you want it, basically, for me. And that's really important, because this car says a lot about my personality, says a lot about me and what I'm trying to achieve. And Vittorio, I think, spent I think it's probably an hour and a half or 2 just selecting the right combination to make this car uniquely DoctaM3 Cody's. And I would tell you, this color, we'll talk a lot more about it in the features, but this color wasn't necessarily at first my first choice until I got to that meeting with Vittorio, and shortly afterwards, where it really sunk in that this car and this color combination was the right thing. So the beauty of ad personam is you have, literally, it's about you. So you have your choices of color, trim, little things that you can do to the car that really make it uniquely yours. And I saw the swatch, the panel of Viola Parsiffé for the first time. And when you see it compared to the other color choices that I had in mind, which were Blue Cepheus or the new yellow, which was the first car that I had. And Parsiffé is just brilliant. It's a unique color. And interestingly, when I optioned this for the first time, Vittorio told me that they'd only put this color on 3 other cars. 2 Aventador SVs and 1 Huracan Coupe.
So this is the only Purplemante as of now.
Yeah, exactly, for now. As of now. With this car. Yeah. So it's been pretty.
But you also did some neat things on the inside with the ad personam program, right?
Yes.
You have a nice line, which we'll show later, of the almost like the S trim in the Aventador, the full panels Alcantara on the front.
That's exactly right.
Your floor mat, opposed to being the standard silver, you actually made it red, so it's red trim on the outside.
Red trim, red see-through as well, through the laser etching.
Through the laser engrave to match exactly the laser engrave.
That's right.
You even gave it a little pop with the seat belts, right?
That's
you
exactly
added
right.
The red seat belt.
It's a red seat belt. And again, the color combination of purple and red just sort of brings it together nicely. On the exterior, you'll see the word Purplemante is actually in white. It's usually either gray or black. So that's a nice little touch. And I think the car has just come together really, really well. We did the gloss package on the exterior. And again, accents very nicely with the gloss carbon composite.
And as photogenic as the car is, you have to see it in person. Even though in photos it actually still looks beautiful, but in person there's something special. Every angle looks different with different lighting. I mean, you did a great job, and I think Lamborghini does a really good job with their ad personam program, and I thought you actually utilized it the right way.
Yep.
And I think it's beautiful.
Yeah. My close friend and partner on the YouTube channel, DoctaM3, his name is Automotive, has really been the inspiration for this color. And I will tell you that I must have taken 1,000 photographs. Yeah. And the beautiful thing about this car is the car looks different in virtually every picture. And it just tells you the personality based on light, based on the angles. I mean, this car literally almost like shape shifts. The color shifts on it is just telling.
Yeah, I think people heard it, but now they want to see it.
Yeah,
you know, actions speak louder than
yep,
words.
This is very true.
I think we should go inside. Since you're so experienced with Lamborghini, we should go out for a drive. You should tell people what you feel the differences are between the Purplemante and the Huracán, since you have both.
Yep.
And let's enjoy it.
Let's do it. I'll never say no to a drive in a Lamborghini, much less a Purplemante. It's been gone. Let's go.
A couple of things I think we should talk about compared to the Huracán. Now, I have two versions of the Huracán, right? Okay. I have the coupe, which has the sports exhaust, and I have the Spider, which also has the sports exhaust. There's no question that this exhaust is louder, sharper, and I mean, this is, for all intents and purposes, race car is, right? It's a race car.
It's like a little deeper, right?
It's deeper,
richer.
And you hear it more, which is what I want in a car. That's what it is. It's a Purplemante. It's in the name. The other thing I noticed immediately after I got in this car and started driving is how much sharper and precise the steering is. Yeah. I love the steering wheel, I love the Alcantara, but just the actual dynamics of the car is so much better. And the sound, see, the crackles too, just amazing.
Look how it showed us all off.
Yes.
So it's incredible how it turns off and on.
So when you're going at just normal speeds where there's not performance, you're going 25, 30 miles an hour. And actually, I haven't looked yet to see exactly when it comes on. But obviously, low speed, you do not need this error vectoring. It's not necessary, right? It's when you're doing, faster speeds or when you're in dynamic, when you're cornering, where that's where you want the stability. You're coming off an exit ramp and you want the car to sort of stay stable coming around. That's where you actually kind of see this in action. And just overall, the seats, I love these sports seats. Alcantara, it keeps you in place, like sliding around. Yeah. So my choice, and I have this, the coupe has the comfort seats, which is great. It's heated during the winter. Car you can use year round if you want. But the sports seats, you need to get the sports seats for a Purplemante.
Absolutely. It's a race car.
It's a race car. And ring.
So you've had 7 Lamborghinis. Does that ever get old?
It never gets old. Launch control too. And of course you don't do launch control in places that are uncontrolled. It's a wonderful performance to start. I love the thrust mode. This car has torque. It's urgent torque too. It's there, and it's like no matter what gear you're in, the torque is instantly there, and that comes from a naturally aspirated engine like this.
How's the shifting? How's the shifting in the transmission versus?
It is far more precise. It's and I will tell you this too. So this car also has a Lamborghini dynamic steering, which I had on both cars, the other cars, the coupe and the Spider, and it is far more dialed in on this car. There's You know, in Strada you'd get a little bit of a vagueness. You don't get that here. I still loved it, and that allowed me to make corners a lot more confident. But you can see and you can tell that with this, it's even better. So I think, you know, if I think about all the cars that Lamborghini has made in modern years, I think this car is the most. It's the reason why it's the fastest car around the Nürburgring. It even beat its bigger brother, PSV. And it's the technology, it's everything, and it's emotional, this car. And you know, that's what you.
Let's hang it right up here.
Right
I want to see. There's a curvy road back here.
All right.
Let's see how the Purplemante reacts on the curves,
awesome.
right?
I can't wait.
I mean, that's what makes it special.
Absolutely. Let's just see if we can get a little bit of arrowing here going on.
Let's see.
Let's see if we see the other turn.
There it is, vectoring. Now it turns off.
There it is. Look down. Look down.
Turns on. Oh my
Saw
god.
that?
Oh my
Oh, but
god.
isn't that amazing? That is what I'm talking about.
is-
So you can see it. You can see when there's more downforce on the front or on the rear.
Yeah.
Or when the air is. It's all about making it like making that wing invisible.
I can't get the smile off
Yeah.
my face.
And it's still on right
This is
now, so it's
incredible.
equally front and back. And so, you know, one of the things I am excited to do is making videos, sort of really learning this car. This car is a track car, so I will put it on the track. I
Yeah.
want to see. Now, I am not a professional race car driver,
Yeah.
so I will not get anything near, you know, what Marco has done. But
Yeah.
Marco is just an amazing guy who really showed you, you know, what the essence of Lamborghini is and what they've come to do today. It's not just really necessarily lap times, because that's not what it's all about. It's because most of us who buy these cars will never access, you know, 99% of the power that's available. But it's nice to know that your car is capable and that you can actually do it. And so that's the great part about it.
They want you to go. Let's do it. They asked you to go, you gotta go.
Go. Oh my God. Ernest, I tell you. And listen to that.
Oh, there's cornering. There it is. The arrow vector.
You know what, too? It's interesting. I'm hitting the rev limiter a couple of times here now because it comes up. There's so much power. It comes up so quickly. Oh my gosh.
Jeez. I think this may be the best machine Lamborghini's ever built.
I will tell you unequivocally, I haven't owned a Countach or a Diablo or any of the early ones. I've got to add them to the collection at some point.
Yeah.
But in terms of the modern cars, yes, and I've driven the old Purplemantes, and you know, the Superleggera. This car of the lineup, including the V12, is my favorite. I'll just say it now. It's my favorite in terms of performance and accessibility and usability. So yeah.
Amazing.
Whew.
Thanks for an amazing day.
This has been awesome. Such an awesome experience. I couldn't have planned this any better. From Pennsylvania to Rome to Fort Lauderdale to drive this 640 horsepower dream.
Amazing.
It's honestly been a dream. Thank you guys.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I gotta say it to, you know, Larry, to Leo, to Abe. I mean, and there's all the folks behind you guys,
Yeah.
right, that support you
Yeah.
doing this happening. It's just been amazing. So thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you so much.